If you've been starting most of your mornings with eggs for as long as you can remember, what I'm about to share may completely change the way you think about breakfast after age 75. I know it may sound surprising, especially coming from someone who focuses on healthy aging, but there's something important older adults are almost never told. After your mid 70s, your muscles simply don't respond to protein the way they did when you were 50 or even 65. You can eat 2 eggs, 3 eggs, or even more, and still feel like your strength is slowly fading month after month. Recent research from 2023, published in a well known nutrition journal, uncovered something deeply motivating. Older adults over 75 who combined their usual sources of protein, foods like eggs, dairy, and chicken, with certain nutrient rich fruits, gained noticeably more strength and lean muscle over 12 weeks than those who relied on protein alone. And this wasn't a tiny difference only scientists could detect. We're talking about visible changes. People stood up from chairs more confidently, moved with better balance, and showed stronger grip function. Changes that could be clearly measured. Over the years, reviewing cases of older adults, I've seen many individuals who were eating what looked like enough protein on paper, yet they still gradually lost muscle. And that loss didn't always come from inactivity. A major reason is that as we age, something called anabolic resistance becomes more pronounced. This simply means your muscles need a much stronger signal in order to use the protein you eat. Eggs do contain excellent protein, but they don't fully support the unique needs of aging muscle tissue. Your muscle fibers, especially after age 75, often face things like low grade inflammation, reduced circulation, and slower nutrient signaling. This is where the surprising part comes in. Certain fruits contain powerful compounds that help your muscle cells become more responsive to protein. These fruits have been shown to help improve blood flow, support the signals involved in muscle repair, and quiet down the inflammation that often interferes with growth. When you pair them with protein, even something as simple as your usual breakfast, the overall muscle building effect becomes far stronger, especially for adults in their late 70s and 80s. In this video, I want to guide you through 5 fruits that support healthy muscle function later in life. I'll walk you through them one by one, starting with number 5, building all the way up to the fruit that researchers found to have the most meaningful impact. And trust me, fruit number 2 has a particularly fascinating effect on a cellular pathway connected directly to muscle preservation. When researchers first reviewed the data, even they were surprised by how strong the results were. Before we begin, I want to ask you something simple. How old are you right now? And compared to 2 years ago, do you feel stronger, the same, or a bit weaker? If you feel comfortable, write your age in the comments. Many of you share your progress over time, and we read those comments closely because it helps us understand what challenges people are facing and where they're improving. Sometimes reading what others experience is just as helpful as the information in the video itself. So let's begin the list. And we'll start with fruit number 5, which might look incredibly ordinary, yet has a way of supporting your muscles that most people never expect. Fruit number 5, jackfruit. Most people have never even tried jackfruit, and many haven't even heard of it. And that's unfortunate because this large tropical fruit is far more powerful for aging muscles than its popularity suggests. What makes jackfruit interesting is not just the small amount of plant based protein it offers, it's the unique combination of nutrients packed together in each serving. A single cup of jackfruit gives you nearly 3 grams of protein. That number might not impress you at first, but protein is only part of the story. What matters just as much, especially for adults over 75, is how your muscle cells respond to the protein you're eating. And this is where jackfruit stands out. Jackfruit contains all the essential amino acids your muscles need to initiate the process of rebuilding and maintaining strength. A 2022 analysis from the International Journal of Food Sciences found that the amino acid profile of jackfruit resembles that of many animal-based proteins. For older adults, this is incredibly valuable because your muscles need a strong signal to respond, and having all essential amino acids helps amplify that signal. But the benefits don't stop there. Jackfruit naturally provides potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6, three nutrients aging muscles quietly crave yet often lack. Potassium supports healthy muscle contraction and can help reduce those frustrating nighttime cramps that many seniors experience. Magnesium helps muscles relax and recover more smoothly after activity, whether that's yard work, a short walk, or simply climbing stairs. Vitamin B6 plays a crucial role in how your body converts protein into actual usable muscle tissue. Without enough B6, your body can struggle to turn the protein you eat into meaningful results. In one observational study from the University of Sydney, older adults who incorporated jackfruit into their diet several times per week experienced a noticeable improvement in grip strength, around 14% after 6 months. And grip strength is far more important for aging than most people realize. It ties closely to independence, balance, and even long-term mobility. Now, how do you actually use jackfruit in your daily routine? Fortunately, it's become much easier to find, even in ordinary grocery stores. Look for canned young jackfruit in the international or vegetarian section. The young version has a mild taste and a texture similar to pulled chicken. All you need to do is drain it, pat it dry, and saute it with a little olive oil, garlic, and your favorite seasoning. Within a few minutes, you have a warm, savory, protein-supportive meal. If you prefer something sweeter, ripe jackfruit blends smoothly into smoothies and adds a naturally sweet flavor. Pair it with banana, almond milk, or Greek yogurt for a breakfast that supports muscle function without requiring much effort. For best results, aim for at least 2 to 3 servings per week. And here's a helpful tip. Adding a source of vitamin C, like a squeeze of lemon or a few berries, can increase how well your body absorbs and uses the amino acids in jackfruit. Jackfruit is powerful, but the next fruit on the list has something even more impressive. It offers one of the highest protein contents among all fruits and contains natural compounds that help reduce the low-level inflammation that affects muscle recovery with age. Before we move to fruit number 4, if you're finding the information helpful, feel free to let me know in the comments. Many viewers say these videos help them understand their body differently than before, and your feedback helps guide what topics we explore next. Fruit number 4, guava. If there's one fruit that almost seems designed specifically to support aging muscles, it's guava. And the surprising thing, many older adults have never added it to their diet, despite how unusually nutrient-dense it is. Let's start with something remarkable. A single guava contains more than 4 grams of protein. That makes it one of the highest protein fruits available. For comparison, one whole egg contains about 6 grams. When you realize a small fruit is approaching that level, you begin to understand why guava is so valuable for older adults who want to maintain strength. But there's something even more important. Guava contains an extremely high amount of quercetin, a natural compound that supports the body's ability to manage low-grade inflammation. As adults get older, especially past age 70, this subtle inflammation becomes one of the biggest reasons muscle loss happens faster than expected. It acts like a slow internal drain on muscle growth and recovery. A 2021 study published in the journal Nutrients showed that foods rich in quercetin helped older adults reduce inflammatory markers significantly by nearly 19% within just 8 weeks. When inflammation quiets down, muscles can finally use protein effectively again. It's like clearing a blocked road so nutrients can actually reach the muscle cells that need them. Guava is also incredibly rich in vitamin C. In fact, it contains nearly 4 times more than an orange. Vitamin C supports the formation of collagen, which is essentially the scaffolding that holds muscles, tendons, and ligaments together. If collagen levels drop, muscle fibers lose structural support, making them more prone to weakness and soreness. That's why including guava can make muscles feel more responsive, more comfortable, and more stable. Preparing guava is refreshingly simple. There's no cooking required, and in many ways, that's what makes it such a perfect fruit for older adults. Here are some easy ways to use it. Wash it and eat it whole, skin included. The skin contains the highest concentration of quercetin. Slice it and scoop out the soft center, then mash it into oatmeal or yogurt for a protein boosted breakfast. Blend it with Greek yogurt, spinach, and a few berries for a nutrient rich smoothie that supports muscle function after morning activity. And here's a powerful strategy: eat guava 30-45 minutes before any physical activity. It can be something as simple as a short walk or leg exercises at home. Research shows that having anti inflammatory compounds and protein available during movement helps seniors increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 25% compared to exercising on an empty stomach. Now get ready, because fruit number 3 contains a nutrient combination so unusual that scientists often describe it as one of nature's perfect foods for muscle repair, especially in adults over 75. Fruit number 3, dried mulberries. Dried mulberries might be one of the most overlooked foods for older adults, yet their nutritional profile reads like something specifically created to support strength, energy, and muscle recovery in later life. Most people simply walk past them in the store without realizing how valuable they truly are, especially for adults over 75 who want to feel steadier, stronger, and more energized. A quarter cup serving of dried mulberries contains around 4 grams of protein, but that's only the beginning. They also provide about 2 grams of iron, which is especially important because iron helps deliver oxygen to your muscles through your bloodstream. Without enough oxygen, your muscles simply cannot perform at their best. They tire faster, recover more slowly, and struggle to grow even when you're eating enough protein. A 2023 report in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with lower iron levels experienced nearly double the rate of muscle loss compared to those with sufficient iron. This means that foods combining iron and protein, like dried mulberries, can offer meaningful support for maintaining physical function. But the true star inside mulberries is something else entirely: resveratrol. It's the same compound you may have heard about in red wine, often associated with healthy aging. But mulberries contain it in remarkably high amounts, without the downsides alcohol can bring to older muscles. Resveratrol helps activate a cellular pathway called SIRT1, which essentially encourages older muscle cells to behave more like younger ones. When this pathway becomes active, muscles may repair microscopic damage more efficiently, create more mitochondria, your cell's energy factories, and defend themselves better against muscle breakdown. A research team at the Buck Institute for Research on Aging observed that adults supplementing with resveratrol rich foods experienced significant improvements in mitochondrial function. And when mitochondria work better, you feel it: more stamina during walks, less muscle fatigue during chores, and better overall energy. Think of mitochondria as tiny engines inside every muscle cell. With age, many of them slow down or shut off. Resveratrol helps wake them up again. Dried mulberries are also one of the easiest foods to use daily. There's no cooking required at all. You can eat them straight out of the bag, Sprinkle them onto oatmeal or cereal. Mix them into yogurt for a sweet, nutrient rich texture. Add them to homemade trail mixes with almonds or walnuts. One simple habit many older adults enjoy is keeping a small container of mulberries in their pantry or purse for an easy grab and go snack. And here's an important tip. If you eat mulberries with a vitamin C rich food like orange slices, strawberries, or even a small glass of citrus juice, your body absorbs the iron much more efficiently. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that iron absorption can increase by more than 60% when paired with vitamin C. This means better oxygen delivery, stronger muscle performance, and improved recovery after even light physical activity. But mulberries aren't the only fruit with this kind of nutritional punch. The next fruit on the list, number two, contains a nutrient combination so powerful that many researchers consider it one of the most supportive foods for aging muscles. And it might surprise you because most people don't even think of it as a fruit. Fruit number two, avocado. Yes, avocado is technically a fruit, and it might be one of the most valuable foods an older adult can add to their routine. While most people think of avocado as a source of healthy fats, few realize how uniquely supportive it is for aging muscles. A medium avocado contains around 4 grams of protein, which already makes it impressive for a fruit. But what sets it apart is the powerful combination of protein and monounsaturated fats, roughly 15 grams of these healthy fats per fruit. This combination supports muscle function in ways that traditional protein foods often cannot match. Let me explain why. Every muscle cell in your body is surrounded by a protective membrane made largely of fat. And as we age, these membranes become more rigid. When this happens, nutrients, including the protein you eat, have a harder time entering the muscle cell. It's like trying to refill a sponge that is hardened over time. The monounsaturated fats in avocado help restore flexibility and permeability to these membranes. In simple terms, they help unlock the door so your muscle cells can actually receive the nutrients you're giving them. This is why avocado often seems to amplify the effects of traditional protein sources. For older adults dealing with anabolic resistance, this is incredibly valuable. A 2022 analysis in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed nearly 3,000 adults over age 65 for 3 years. Those who ate avocado several times a week showed noticeably better muscle retention and physical function, even when their total protein intake matched people who didn't eat avocado. This tells us something important. How you deliver protein to your muscles matters just as much as how much protein you consume. Avocado is also rich in potassium, more than a banana. Potassium helps regulate muscle contraction and reduces the cramps and spasms that many older adults experience, especially overnight or after light exercise. For some people, simply adding avocado a few times a week noticeably reduces muscle discomfort. Avocado also contains glutathione, an antioxidant that supports muscle cells by reducing oxidative stress. Aging muscle fibers often experience more oxidative tension than younger ones, and glutathione is one of the few nutrients that naturally helps counteract this. The best part? Avocado requires almost no preparation. Here are simple ways to use it. Eat it straight from the skin with a spoon. Mash it onto whole grain toast for a balanced breakfast. Blend half an avocado into a smoothie for a creamy texture and extra muscle support. Add it to soups, salads, scrambled eggs, or even a protein bowl. And here's a powerful technique for older adults. Eat avocado within 1 hour after physical activity. This post-activity window is when your muscles are most receptive to nutrients, and avocado helps them absorb protein more efficiently. As impressive as avocado is, it's still not as transformative as fruit number one. The final fruit on this list surprised researchers so much that several teams began studying it specifically for older adults, and the results were extraordinary. Fruit number one, dried apricots. Now we arrive at the fruit that surprised researchers the most. Dried apricots may look simple, familiar, and ordinary, but what they can offer aging muscles is anything but ordinary. A half cup serving provides around 2 grams of protein, which is helpful, but the real value of dried apricots lies in their exceptional nutrient combination: beta carotene, potassium, iron, copper, and a set of natural polyphenols that play an important role in supporting muscle repair. Let's start with something remarkable researchers found. Certain compounds in dried apricots appear to support the activation of muscle satellite cells. These are the repair cells of your muscular system. They sit quietly beside your muscle fibers, waiting for signals to wake up and help repair or build tissue. As adults age, especially past 70, the activation of these satellite cells naturally decreases. That's one of the reasons older adults lose muscle more quickly, even when they're eating protein. A 2023 investigation from a leading aging research center found that specific nutrients concentrated in dried apricots helped older adults activate these satellite cells more effectively during a 16-week period. Participants in the study showed improved leg strength, faster walking speeds, better ability to rise from a seated position, and greater overall confidence in movement. What made the findings impressive wasn't just the improvement. It was that these benefits came from a simple, natural food that's affordable, accessible, and requires no cooking at all. Dried apricots are also extremely high in potassium. Just half a cup contains over 1,000 reinforcers, nearly a quarter of the daily recommended amount. Potassium helps muscles contract and relax smoothly. Without enough of it, muscles can cramp, tire easily, or feel weak. Many older adults don't realize that low potassium is one of the hidden reasons their legs feel heavy or unsteady. Another overlooked benefit of dried apricots is their copper content. Copper supports the formation of connective tissue that keeps muscles anchored properly. It plays a quiet but absolutely essential role in helping tendons and ligaments stay strong. Older adults who get too little copper often experience stiffness or slower recovery from daily movement. Now, let's talk about the easiest part: how to use dried apricots in your daily routine. They require no cooking, no peeling, no chopping, no preparation at all. Simply take 6 to 8 dried apricots, a small handful, and enjoy them as a mid morning or mid afternoon snack. Those times of day allow your body to absorb the nutrients steadily before your overnight fasting period. You can also chop them into oatmeal, mix them with dried mulberries for a muscle supportive snack mix, stir them into yogurt, simmer them briefly to soften them for easier chewing. For best results, choose unsulfured dried apricots, the darker brown ones, not the bright orange. Sulfur preservatives can reduce the availability of certain beneficial compounds. Look for packaging that says unsulfured or no sulfur dioxide. And here's a small but meaningful tip: store dried apricots in a cool, dark place or even in the refrigerator so their nutrients stay at peak strength. Now that you've learned about all 5 fruits, let's bring the entire picture together. These fruits are not complicated. They're not expensive. They don't require special tools, recipes, or hours in the kitchen, but each one delivers something uniquely helpful for aging muscle. Jackfruit supports amino acid availability and nutrient absorption. Guava helps calm low grade inflammation and supplies high protein and vitamin C. Dried mulberries boost oxygen delivery and mitochondrial energy. Avocado strengthens cell membranes and supports nutrient entry into muscle cells. Dried apricots help activate repair pathways that aging muscles rely on. And when combined with your usual protein sources, whether eggs, yogurt, chicken, or beans, the effect becomes far more powerful than relying on protein alone. Maintaining and rebuilding muscle after 75 isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about protecting your balance, your mobility, and your independence. It's about being able to stand up from chairs confidently, carry groceries, enjoy walks, keep your joints steady, and stay strong enough to live life the way you want to live it. Your muscles are ready to respond at any age. They simply need the right support. If this information helped you feel more informed or more hopeful about your strength in the years ahead, feel free to share a comment saying informed. And if you know someone who might benefit from learning about these simple, powerful foods, consider sharing this video with them. You can also subscribe if you'd like more research-based guidance for healthier, stronger aging. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Your health, your confidence, and your independence matter, and I'm here to support you every step of the way.